Hey guys, Ike here from IkesOutdoors.com. This video is going to be a rundown of my favorite products in 2011, my favorite and some of the products that I didn't end up liking that I tested in 2011. So we're going to cover a lot of products in this. I'm going to give you a brief little bit of information about why I like them or why I didn't like them, and we're going to move on to the next thing. I got a lot of stuff to cover. Some stuff I don't have, so we're going to put up images. Some stuff's just too big to drag up here in front of the camera with all the other stuff I got here, so we'll put up images of that as well. But I'll try to show you as much stuff as I possibly can. So we're going to start right out with the bows that I reviewed last year. My favorite three bows last year were the Invasion, the Winchester Quicksilver 34, and the New Breed Eclipse that I've got here. I like the New Breed Eclipse because it's got a good feel to it. Draw cycle is nice and smooth, good solid back wall, and I like the axle to axle on it. The 35-inch axle to axle is very comfortable. I like the Invasion for the speed and the power that it gave. Good shooting bow, good comfortable grip to it, and really performed well. Quicksilver 34 was the same way. Really just a great shooting bow, good draw cycle to it, good valley, nice back wall, and just smooth as glass. So those are my three favorite top-end, top-of-the-line bows for 2011. Now, my favorite, what I would call midline bows or economy bows, were the Assassin. I've got the Assassin here, and you can see this one's been shot quite a bit. The front handle on it's just all wore up. I like this bow because you got a really nice, good binary cam system, a good lightweight frame to it, good draw cycle to it, decent speeds, and the bow just really shot great. Like a nice lightweight package, just a good overall bow. And with the package on this bow, you're looking at about 600 bucks. So a good bow, you're getting a lot of technology and a lot of bow for the money. The other one that I liked real well in what I would call the economy line was the Martin owns a 3. This is a good fast bow. This is the one with the TRG and the SOS on it. I like it without that better than I did with that on there. But good fast bow, shot real nice, very accurate, good nice grip to it. Just a really good overall hunting bow for the money. So you couldn't really beat this thing. I think this thing retailed for right around $500. So don't quote me on that, but really good bow, excellent value for the money that you were spending on it. Now, arrows last year, I shot Victory. I've shot Victory for a few years, and I like them real well. The VAPs did a fantastic job on the hog that I shot. Got great penetration to them, but I switched over when it come later in the year to a more of a standard. I wanted heavier arrows, what it basically boiled down to. The VAPs were great, and I had real good success with them, but I wanted something heavier. So I switched over to the Victory Pink Arrow Project. A friend of mine's wife had breast cancer, so I went ahead and picked these up, and they performed really well. You can see this one's been through a deer. Almost everyone in this quiver has been through an animal of some kind this year, and they performed really well. So the Victory arrows, the VAPs, and these Pink Arrow Projects were my arrows of choice this year, and performed really well for me out in the field. So switching right over to broadheads, my favorite broadhead of the year was that one right there. That's what I used the most, and that was from Red Feather. That's their 2-blade, and I think it's called the Silverhawk. But I like that. I used it real well. It performed real well. Killed a few animals with it. I also used the old 3-blade, and it performed real well. Did a good job for me. Now, some of the other ones that I tested out that I liked was the Magnus Buzzcut. That is a very impressive broadhead. Magnus has got a really good broadhead right there in her hands. And as far as expandables go, this is the only one I got left. But the Grim Reaper broadheads performed really well. I think the best of all the expandables we tested, and probably the only expandable that I tested that I wouldn't be afraid to go to the woods with. So we got the Grim Reapers there. We also, the small game heads, I like the Talon real well. That's from Red Feather as well, Red Feather Archery. Great small game head, penetrates, does a good amount of damage without getting a complete pass through on most animals I've shot with it, and it keeps the animal from running away because they still got your arrow in it. So really good results with that as well. Now the vanes that I'm shooting were these fusion vanes, and the reason I like these fusion vanes is, one, not only do I get good broadhead, good control of my broadhead and good arrow flight, but also you can tell that one's been through a deer, this one's been through a deer, this one's been through a deer, this one's been through a deer, or some kind of animal. Only one arrow in my quiver that hasn't been through an animal, and I've got one vane that's came off, and that's it. And most of these were complete pastures. You can see blood all the way up to the veins themselves. So the fusion vane's a really good vane, and really does a fantastic job. Now as far as scents go, I've got a lot of stuff laid out here, so I'm not the most organized person. As far as scents go, last year I used Hard on the Trail and I used Trophy Blends. Both of these are really good. Trophy Blends I like because they're durable. This is the same Trophy Blends that I had last year. Smells great, does a good job, and lasts for quite a while. The Hard on the Trail, this is an empty bottle. This is the, well, it's got a little bit left in it. This is the Sweet Pea, and I like this for putting out a scent trail, for using drag rags, stuff like that. Had a good scent to it, had a good diversity. The ones I had a good diversity, several different versions of the doe urine, several different versions of buck lure, cover scents, really good stuff right there. So my scents of choice were Trophy Blends and Hard on the Trail. So we're going to move right on to the next thing. The next thing that I want to talk about is knives. We got to review a few, and my favorite of all was the Benchmade. I don't have it here. I don't actually know where it's even at. I'm really in a panic to try to find it. So Benchmade made me a knife, and I had some laser engraving done on it. We'll put a picture of that up. Really held up well in the field. Loved the case for it. Excellent, excellent knife. Really liked it real well. The other ones that I liked real well was by Cold Steel. This is the American Lawman, and you can see this is a knife I carry with me every day. It's a little bit bulky to carry every day, but it holds an edge real well, and you can see I put this thing through quite a bit of abuse, and it still does a fantastic job every day. Durability is great. Just a really good overall knife for doing just about anything. The other one from Cold Steel was the Bushman, and you can see by looking at this one's had plenty of use to it too. The Bushman, good durable knife, holds an edge real good, high carbon steel, gets really sharp, and no nicks in it, no burrs on that blade at all. Good survival knife, excellent for out in the field in a survival situation. My favorite quiver for last year had to be the Tight Spot. We've got it here. It balanced out really nice, secured to your bow, good and tight. I love the latch that holds it to get on there. Slides right in, slides right out, real nice, real quiet. This was on my Invasion that I hunted with last year and did an excellent job. Very quiet, very balanced. Probably one of the best quivers that I've ever owned. Now a few other things that I've got here in front of me. The Wicked Tree Saw, you can see it here. I used the tar out of this thing last year, climbing. You can see the blade there. It's been abused pretty good. Held up great. Still just as strong as could be. Very good limb saw. Probably one of the best limb saws I've used in the past few years. So that's the Wicked Tree Saw. Also got a camera here from Wild Game. Some of this stuff I didn't even review either, so you'll see some stuff that we didn't review. This is a really cheap camera from Wild Game, and it's got video capabilities to it, as well as pictures. And I'm not sure what the megapixels on this is, but this is the basic bare bottom camera that Wild Game puts out. And I bought this because if it's going to get stolen, I'd rather be out 50 bucks than 150 bucks. So I bought the cheap ones because if they were going to get stolen, I didn't want to be out a bunch of money. And it actually performed really well. I bought 3 of these this year, and I can't say enough good things about this. Now, while we're on Wild Game, a product you won't see here because it's off being returned, the worst product that I bought last year was the Wild Game Halo rangefinder. That thing was very inaccurate, didn't want to work half the time, and I've got half a dozen batteries here that it used up. It was just eating batteries left and right. Now I will say Wild Game was easy to deal with. I called them, they said send it back. I said I can't right now because it's the middle of season and I need it. And at the end of the year, I just kept feeding that thing batteries, and at the end of the year I called them, they gave me an RA number, and I sent it right back to them, and I'm hoping that they'll send me, if they send me a replacement, I'm selling it. So if you need a good rangefinder, or a not so good rangefinder, I got one for sale. So I'm hoping that they'll upgrade me to a different one, even if I got to pay a little bit of difference, or just give me my money back, and I'll buy a better rangefinder. So cameras, trail cameras, great. The Halo was not a very good rangefinder. Had a lot of problems with it. My favorite sight last year, I ended up having this on 2 of my bows, I think. And you can see this one's rusted and got a lot of wear to it. This is an Apex bone collector sight. It's a 4-pin sight and got a light on top of it. I really like this sight. I like the size of the housing. I like the micro adjustments on it, and this thing retailed for like 118 bucks. So really good sight for a really reasonable price. Some of the other stuff that I liked real well was from S4, and you can see this had my rangefinder on it, which is gone now. This is the Sidewinder Evo. this straps right to you. You put your rangefinder on it, you can bring it up and range with it, and goes right back down. So S4 has that. We also have from S4 the lockdown, and this right here I think was one of the most useful products that I used all year long. It was comfortable, fit me good, and I was running up and down those hills when we were hog hunting, and this thing held my binoculars secure against me, protected them, kept them in good shape, and probably one of the best products for the money that I bought all year long. So really liked the products from S4. We also tested out a chair, which is, I'm not going to drag over here because it's a pretty big chair, and I liked it real well. It did a really good job. Stable, nice, smooth, fluid rotation to it. So the chair from I think it's called the 720, Freestyle 720. The chair was really impressive, did a really good job. So right on to the next thing. I know I'm moving fast, guys, but I got to cover a lot of stuff. Bow press that I've got right here. This is the Apple Edge Economy Press. This is for you guys who are doing your work at home, and very impressed with this. One of the best at-home presses that I ever used. Very easy to set up, very easy to adjust. Lots of things you can do with this thing. You can, with the upgrade turnbuckle system here, you can tear a bow down completely with absolutely no problem. I've got a couple other presses that are a lot easier to do, linear style presses, and a lot easier to set up, a lot quicker for in the shop. But I end up using this a lot of times on different bows that I cannot press with that one, or ones that I want to take completely apart and or have access to the cam a little bit better. This is a very good press at a very good price, and one that I think is definitely well worth the money. So that's the Apple Edge Economy Press. So the next thing we're going to do is we pick up this bow here, and my favorite rest for the past few years has been the Code Red Ripcord. Now I may get into doing some rest reviews this year, but this Code Red Ripcord, I get a lot of emails about Ripcord, QAD, all these other rests, and I've tried a lot of other rests out, and the only one that goes on my hunting bow is a Ripcord. And the reason I like it is, you can see this rest, I've had the felt replaced, it's rusted up here. This is an old rest. This is one of the original Code Red Ripcords that they made, and I've never had a problem with these rests. I like them because you put them on a bow and you can forget about them. Once you put them on there, get them set up, that's it. The problems are gone after that. There are no problems with it at all. My sling that I used last year was by BC Bow Slings. I liked it real well, very comfortable, looked cool. Compass built in there, makes me feel like Ralphie with the Red Ranger. I got a compass in the stock. So I like that real well. And again, I used the Apache, NAP Apache stabilizer on this bow. Balanced out real well. I like the weight distribution, good vibration absorption to it, and just a very good product from NAP. Now, I used two different camera mounts last year. I used the Insane Archery camera mount, and I used the Bowfinger. And I ended up they're both great products, don't get me wrong. I ended up liking the Bowfinger a little bit better because it seemed to absorb vibration better at the shot, have less vibration to it, and it also had a lot more adjustability to it. I could put it here, which I've got it actually mounted on my bow now. I could put it here, I could put it on my stabilizer, up here on my sights. I could put this thing just about anywhere and get the kind of adjustment that I needed out of it. I could adjust it left and right, up and down, and do all different kinds of stuff with it. So I was very impressed with the Bowfinger 2.0. Now, my favorite tree stands last year, it was pretty hard. It was a pretty close toss-up, so I'm going to have to give my favorite to two of them, and that's to the X stand and the Guido's Web. I loved both of these stands, and for different reasons. I liked the X stand. It was easy to climb, it was quiet, very nice stand overall, and lightweight. There was actually a hunt where I had so much stuff. I had a decoy and all this other stuff. I couldn't get this strapped to my bag or to my back, so I ended up carrying this in by hand, and it was no problem at all. I even actually at one point looped this over my back and had it over my shoulder, and had no problem with this at all. The X stand is probably the best climbing stand that I've ever used because of the versatility, lightweightness to it. And the other one that I liked real well is the Guido's Web. This is a harness style of tree stand. Very comfortable to set in for a long period of time. Very comfortable when you set it up right. Easy to use. By the end of the year, I had several different setups for this, where all I had to do was carry this in, walk out there, and strap myself in, and I was ready to go. The only thing I didn't like about this, the only drawback I found to it, was when I wore it in and I got to the tree stand, I always wear base layers like I'm wearing now. and when I get to the tree stand, once I cool down, I'll put my other layers on. With this one, you got to put all your layers on when you're on the ground, because once you're going to tree stand, you're not going to take this thing off and put your jacket on. So I ended up having to put all my base layers on. I'd get there, I would cool down, and then I'd put my other stuff on. But it's such a quick, easy setup, it turned out not to be a big deal. So very nice product from Guido's Web as well. X-Stand, very good tree stand. I really liked it. Lightweight, both of them are very, very versatile stands. Now another thing we used last year was a bow sling blind. This is a bow sling. Captures your bow very well, made of neoprene. It's got a blind that captures right in here that I've actually got out in the woods still, and I got to go get. Very good, durable product. Very nice the way it sets up and carries your blind in with you, and just a good product overall. One that I found very handy. Good adaptability to it. This is leftover from rifle season. I got my orange vest in there, my vest in a bag in there. So bow sling blind, it worked out really well, did everything it was advertised to do. Now the next thing that we're going to talk about is targets. I got the Bleeding Zombie target here, which this is not really an archery target, but we had a lot of fun shooting this thing, and we've been waiting to do this video, and we're going to take it out and blast the tar out of Barry here and finish him off. We've actually got an exploding round we're going to put in there. We're going to blow Barry up, so you can be sure we've got to have the video camera there as well. So the other targets that I liked real well, of course, were hips. I use hips exclusively for my broadhead targets because they're durable. You can see the targets here in this picture. The new one I haven't shot a whole lot, but the bottom one you can tell has been shot and shot and shot, and it still holds up really well. Still does an excellent job of stopping my arrows and stopping my broadheads, and I'm shooting fast arrows into this thing. So the hips target is a very, very good target, and one that I like real well and will continue to use. The other one is a new target to me, and it's called the Arrow Brake, and I really like the Arrow Brake. It stops my arrows really well, got an easy pull to it, and you can see by looking at this target how much I've shot it, and I can tell you that the wear that you're seeing, I've probably shot it 10 times more than what the actual wear is showing. I actually have this out at the old cabin shop where I do a little bit of work, and we actually use it out there and let people shoot it out there, and this thing gets shot a lot. And it holds up really well, stops arrows really well, and does a fantastic job. And that is, once again, the Arrow Brake. Okay, so there's one other product I get a lot of emails about. People asking me if I'm still using. People asking me what I think about them. And comparison on your peep sight eliminators and what I like, what I don't like, because I've tested out quite a few of them. And I'll tell you right away that I'm not actually using this product anymore, but it's because of the way I'm shooting. This is the Eliminator Pro, and of all the peep sight elimination products out there, this is by far the best one I've found. It's nice because the blade in the back gets out of the way, it doesn't obstruct your vision, it's a quick, easy reference. I don't have to take my eye off of the target, and I can quickly, easily shoot this thing. The only problem I have with the thing was I changed my form from down here to shooting up here. I changed my anchoring position on a recommendation from a coach that I was using earlier this year, and it changed my back pin wants to go down and hit, and a lot of these bows now have these slides up here. Because my anchoring point is high, my peep sight is lower, or my peep sight's lower, so therefore my back blade is lower as well. And I'm actually hitting, on 9 out of 10 bows I've shot, I'm actually hitting that slide because I have such a high anchoring position. So the anchoring position ended up helping make me more accurate, more consistent, and solving a lot of my problems. So I ended up going back to a peep sight and giving up the Peep Eliminator, or the Eliminator Pro, for that reason. So I'm not using it, but for you guys who are looking for a product to get rid of your peep sight, this is the one that I recommend. Highly recommend. And Mitchell is a great guy, and it's just my shooting form is the only reason I'm not shooting this. And believe me, I've tried. I've wanted to go back to this thing so bad. I've tried different times, but if I try changing my anchoring position, I get back into some bad habits of inconsistent anchoring point, and it's just not worth it in the long run for me. So I'm back to using a peep sight, and I really don't like doing that. But that's where we're at. So those are the products that some of the products that I tested this year, and some of them that I didn't. But those overall are the products that I like, and some of them that I didn't like. The only product I really had a lot of trouble with was the rangefinder, the Halo rangefinder. I tried using the treaty flogs that I used earlier this year, and one actually broke one of them, and it turned out to be not so great. So I'm trying a different one called a brush hog, so we'll try that out and we'll see how well that works. I think the idea is there, just the product didn't quite meet up to how the demands in the field that I put them to. So the other products that I've used that we've talked about today, fantastic products, worked real well, and ones that I highly recommend for people to try. Everything that I've tested, it isn't always perfect, and when I actually take it out into the field, most of it, some of it works fantastic. 90% of it, maybe even higher, works exactly like I want it to. And then there's some of it that just, once I put it through the rigors of actually being in the field, don't hold up quite so well. But you can see, of all these products that I have great things to say about, there's two of them that I don't have very good things to say about, and there's one that I really like, but I just can't use. So that's kind of a rundown of the products that we've used, tested this year. So for more information, I don't want to list all these websites in this video because it's a lot of work for my poor editor. But I'm not going to do that. But you can Google the names of them. You can go back in this video and you can get the names of them, or you can send me an email and I'll be more than happy to send you a link to the websites for these, or for more information on these products. So that's a rundown for 2011, the products that we used. 2012's got a lot of good stuff coming up for Ike's Outdoors. We're really expanding, had a really good reception at the ATA show this year, and we're really looking forward to doing a lot more product reviews, bow reviews, and stuff like that. And the reason that we're able to do this, the reason I'm able to do so much of what I love, is because you guys are watching these videos. So I really appreciate it, all you guys watching these videos, all you guys commenting, all you guys subscribing. I really appreciate you helping me out, because you are the reason that I have this website and have this channel, and the reason that it's gained in popularity like it has. So I appreciate all you guys doing that can help me. If you guys who send me emails, I'm really sorry if I don't get back to you soon. I get 200 to 300 emails a week, plus work 40 hours and work at a bow shop on the side and try to hunt and fish and camp and stuff like that. So I'll get to the emails eventually, I promise. Sometimes it's just a little slow. So I appreciate all you guys do for me. If there's anything I can do for you guys, just let me know and I'll be happy to do it. So for more information on these products, visit the website. For more information about us, or for more videos on these products, you can go to our website, and that's ikesoutdoors.com. Appreciate you guys watching.